So hey everyone, this is Shreyas Raj, founder and CEO of Apedix AI. Today we're going to learn prompt engineering, one of the most requested topics for a video, and it's going to be fun. And after this video, you guys are going to be expert prompt engineers, and you'll be able to write any prompt or make sure that you get the best output out of every LLM. Okay, so it's going to be a big video. I mean, I'm going to assume it's going to be 50 minutes, 60 minutes long. So buckle up and get ready to get some value. Grab a pen and paper because this is gonna be juicy. So, before we begin, let's just start with how to prompt. Today we'll learn how to prompt. This is the topic of this whole video. For 40 minutes, I'll be blabbering about how to prompt, and you guys better get a pen and fucking paper and start writing out stuff because this is prompt engineering is one of the prompting or prompt engineering is one of the most high leverage. High leverage. I hope you guys understand what do I mean by high leverage. High level skills you can learn in 2025 and beyond that. So 2025 and beyond, like for the next 10 years or whatever. Okay? Saves time, gives better outputs, makes more money by saving time and effort. And this was said by the famous, great, and handsome Shreyas Raj. Okay, I wouldn't, self-parrot myself, but yeah. Anyways, that's how important prompting is. Okay, all the AI agents or all the AI automation tools that you use, like Claude, ChatGPT, whatever you use, they all have a system prompt. So I hope you understand that without that system prompt, that LLM is useless. And now you need to understand that everything that has LLM in it, everything that has AI in it, uses prompts. So again, that's why it's the most high value, high level skill. Okay. So just say there are two people. There's person A and person B. Person A doesn't know how to prompt, and person B knows how to prompt. And when given a said task or when given a said goal, person A is going to take exponentially more time to guide an LLM to give the output which fulfills the goal, whereas person B can do it in a click of a finger. Why is that? Why is person A slower? Person A will be paid lesser than person B because person B knows how to write good prompts and he can just type out words into existence that makes AI obey the person as if it's his master, person B. And person A is still trying to tweak AI. Can you make the response a bit longer? Can you make the response a bit shorter? Can you check online? Can you check offline? It's gonna go through all of that. So we need to be like person B because person B is gonna get paid thousands and thousands of dollars by big companies to write lines of code. Sorry, yeah, person B is gonna be paid thousands and thousands of dollars by big companies just to write a single sentence, a single statement. Can you guys imagine? And that's worth $1,000. So yeah, that's actually a thing that actually happens, and top level, top rated prompt engineers are paid insane amounts of money. Trust me. So now you guys know why you need to learn how to why you guys need to know how to do prompt engineering. Here's a thought before we begin the video. Garbage in is garbage out. That happens everywhere. In school, in your life, you eat shit food, you eat fast food, you get fat. You eat lean meat, you get stronger. Or you eat good healthy foods, you get stronger or you get muscular. That happens everywhere. You put in shit prompts in LLMs and expecting great results, that's not gonna happen. So put in good input to get good outputs. Put in garbage inputs, get garbage outputs. That's as simple as it gets. So now how to prompt. So I'll be telling you 5 tips, plus I'll be going over certain things which you must remember for GPT-5. So GPT-5 is a new breed of GPT. Okay, you cannot prompt this GPT normally. GPT-5 has some certain keywords which makes the output from GPT-5 much more profound. We'll go over that later. First, let's go over how to prompt and the export frame. This is the first trick. How to prompt and the export frame. So I'll quickly, we'll first go over export frame, then we'll go over user guides, then we'll go over example outputs, then we'll go over co-star framework, and finally we'll go over meta prompting. This is going to be a theoretical video, so I'll try to show you practicals, but this will be majority a theoretical video. So what does export frame means? Export frame simply means that you are an expert. That's what we have to tell AI agent every time we are making it do some task. So this is how I like to explain it to you. So right now I'm in Misty. Misty is a platform that allows you to host your own LLMs. So I'm in Misty with Gamma or Gemma 3 1 billion parameter model, and as you could see, I've given it 2 requests. I want you to make me a fighter pilots movie. Give me 8 second clips. It is a 60-second short film. Short file. Okay, that's a typo. It should be film. So okay, let's craft a movie ideas focusing on fighter pilots. So I'll give you a quick example of the expert frame and how the expert frame works in prompting. So I got two ChatGPT instances open right here. So let's just say that I want it to do a certain task. Okay, let's just say I want it to write me a children's book. So write me a children's book for fifth graders, which has a story of a brave knight, a dragon, and a princess. I'm just gonna type out this much, okay? Like I'm not giving it a lot of context here. I'm just saying write my children's book for fifth graders, whatever. Okay. I'm gonna copy this prompt. Now this is the kind of prompt almost everyone writes. Give me this, blah blah blah, done. And I mean, listen, it's not bad. The prompt is not bad, but I'll show you how to make it better, okay? I'm gonna say write me a children's book for grade XYZ. I'm gonna add a few things on top of it. On top of this, I'll say you are a critically acclaimed kids book author who has years of experience with kids psychology, and you understand what kids like. You are appreciated for your value driven and moral driven stories with out of the box themes and inspiring characters that that the kids can relate to and aspire to be like. So you are a critically acclaimed kids book author and a caring mother. Whatever, I've added a whole paragraph before my main task. Now most of you will be like, okay, why did you do so much effort? If you could have just written like give me a kid's book. But you guys don't understand that the output which we are gonna get from this prompt is gonna be worth the effort, worth the additional effort of typing, okay? And I know you guys won't believe me, so I'm gonna quickly just do it and show it to you. So, chapter 1, the challenge. In the kingdom Lunaria, the young knight named Sir Cedric, known to on the horse's back, but brave as 10 lions, promised defeat the dragon of Ember Peak would earn chest of gold and the hand of Princess Elara. But Cedric wasn't in for the gold of fame. He wanted to prove that even the smallest knight could do great things, whatever. So again, this is a pretty decent story, I'd say. Whenever someone said you are too small to make a difference, they remember Sir Cedric, the brave knight who chose heart over sword. Okay, perfect. Now here's the second one, okay? The knight who feared nothing except one thing. In the kingdom of Eldoria, there was a... Okay, Sir Cedric is here, the armor gleaming like a morning sunshine and pleasures stuff of his songs. He faced bandits, rescued lost travelers, and even saved King's prized cow from a mud pit. Okay, good. So it also has humor. So I don't know why this one's pretty dry. Now we can read through the whole thing, but I'm just gonna keep it super quick. The villagers whispered the dragon breathed a hot fire melt through stone and had scales rather than the iron. Okay, boom, out came the dragon. Its eyes were burning like suns. Its wings wide as ship. Who dares to disturb my nap? Wrote the dragon. Okay. Decent. It's generic. The response for the first one is super generic. Let's see here. But Cedric had one secret fear, dragons. Okay, perfect. This one's a unique. Ever since he was a boy, the stories of fire-breathing beasts has haunted his dreams. The knights of old had told tales of scales that shimmered like jewels and claws that could shatter one stone. So when the royal messenger came galloping into the courtyard shouting, a dragon has been seen near the northern hills, Cedric's heart skipped a beat. Princess and the Promise. Princess Alara, unlike the most princesses, didn't sit around waiting to be rescued. She loved books about astronomy and animals. She had a dream to make peace with... Okay. Okay. Okay, I like this. I like this where the story is going. So, end of the day, more of the story, true bravery isn't about fighting what we fear, but it's about understanding it. Kindness can even tame even the fiercest fire. Good. Okay. I don't agree with either of these, but it's good for a kid's book. So as you can see, this is very generic. This story is super generic, but this story is there's something to it. Like I could read through the whole thing, but we don't have time. But still, you get the point. This is how the expert frame works. Now again, this can be used for anything. For example, if you're doing a physics based assignment, or if you're doing I can just tell you that you know what. explain me Newton's third law. I can say this. Or I can also say to the AI, you are an expert physics professor with 25 plus years of teaching elementary school kids, and you're an expert physics professor with 25 years of teaching elementary kids school, and you like to make things easy for kids, and your words can pierce through the toughest skulls around. You are empathetic and kind, and perfect. So now let's just see who explains to me Newton's third law better. For every action, there is an equal opposite reaction. That's what it means. Object applies force. Super generic. Let's see here. Alright, kiddo, let's make it super simple because physics is actually pretty cool once you got it. For every action, there's an equal opposite reaction. When you jump off the boat pushes backwards. Your boat. Okay, the boat pushes you forward. That's why boat moves away from when you leap off. When you walk, foot pushes the ground backwards. Important thing to remember. Even though the forces are equal, they don't cancel each other out because they act on different objects. Okay, this is good. So this is not here. I cannot see that written here. So it has given us extra information. For example, if you poke the universe, it pokes you back just as hard. Okay. Pretty cool. So this, I just find that this reply was better than this one. So again, whatever you're doing, make it the expert of that domain. If it's cybersecurity, if it's coding, if it's science, if it's whatever it is, make sure to tell the AI agent that you're an expert with years of experience in that domain. And for some odd reason, it works. So do it and do let me know how it is, okay? So that's number one. This is the export field. We just completed this one, which is the export frame. The second one is user guides, okay? So different LLMs have different ways of behavior, okay? So when I say user guides, I mean that, there are tools, like for example, vibe coding tools like Bolt, okay? So if I were to write a prompt for bolt.new, it's gonna have a different way of prompt writing. Even though I can say to it that you are the expert, blah, 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 whatever, it won't make sense. What I need to do is I can search for bolt.new prompting guide. Okay, hear me out. You can get the prompting guide for bolt.new, if that makes sense. For example, if I'm making, if I'm writing a book, I'm just using Claude, okay? I'm using Claude to write the prompt. I'll say Claude prompting guide. Just so that I can make prompts that actually gives me good output. So if I'm using Claude, I'll go to Claude prompting guide. If I'm using GPT-5 prompting guide. So if I'm using GPT-5, I'll be using GPT-5 prompting guide, whatever. If I'm using, VO3, so VO3 prompting guide. If that makes sense. So it's Google DeepMind. I can go through all of this. So I hope I'm making sense that for whatever tool you're using, okay? If you're using a tool, just do it like this. If you're using tools have guides. And I'll show you a pretty neat trick, okay? Oops. So I'll show you a pretty neat trick. I can say, I'm going to create a new chat here. I can say, I want to promote drinking water. Using VO3 video generation. Help me with that. I want to promote drinking. Help me with that. Give me a video prompt. That's what I said. I want to promote drinking water using VO3. Help me. So it's gonna give me I'll say, yeah, it's gonna give me it's gonna give me whatever. It's gonna give me the prompt, okay? So this is the whole prompt that the same thing But I'll paste this page, I'll scroll down, then I'll say okay. So now with the whole doc inside the Google, inside the AI's brain, it's gonna use that to give me a better prompt. So now if I just quickly grab this, and go to VO3, paste it here, and I can just click on VO3 video. To create video view. So I'm just doing this with this prompt. I'm gonna grab the second to show you what I mean. Paste it here. This can take 1 to 2 minutes. See my load, and I can tell it about this to be generated using VO3. And now it's gonna, both of them they're gonna take their time, and we'll revert back to the system. But using the prompt, so you can use it to read it yourself. Do not read these guides yourself. Give it to the LLM and then prompt. It's gonna give you a far better result. Yeah, I hope I'm clear. This is what I mean by user guides. So user guide of the particular platform you're going to use and get better outputs and better results and everything better. Now, example outputs. So to explain this, let me just go back to our storybook example, okay? I'll say, so I just like gave it like a certain certain style of, you know, I just gave it this whole I just gave it this whole prompt, right? I'm gonna go in here again. This time I'm gonna write a few more things in the prompt, okay? Example output. I'll say name of the story, chapter 1. I'll say, and I can be as descriptive as I want. I can say the knight's love, whatever, and then I can just go on and talk about name of the story. Yeah, theme can be love, romance, following your word, keeping your promise, masculine duty, yeah, whatever. And then chapter 1 could be the night of Sir Frederick, the Knights of Frederick was riding his horse to the king's courtroom, amused by the giggles of the bystanding ladies as they looked at him and admired his bravery and charm. Whatever, and then this can go on. So I just give it an example output, and then this is how I'm gonna get the output. Okay, so chapter 1, the Whispering Woods. Name of the story, theme, self-belief, power of kindness. In the heart of the kingdom. Yeah. So again, it gives me in the format I want, if that makes sense. Chapter 4, the Tear of the Dragon. Whatever. So again, if you give it an output format, then you will get the output in that format. And if you're expecting output in certain formats, you should always do this. Do some extra typing and tell it that this is how you expect the output to be, and then get the output in that particular expected format. Now, this is not a huge prompting hack, but this is actually pretty useful when you do it right. So, yeah, this is done. So this is the example output, which is the third one. Now let's go over the fourth one, which is Costa framework. So this is observation for context, objective, steps, tools, action, reflection. Reflection is not that important. Action, it is decently important. Tools, it's important. Steps, objective, and context. So what do I mean by this? I can show you a manual way, and then I can show you the automated way or the AI way. Okay. So context. Let's just say that I wanna make a storybook. Let's just go again on a storybook example. Okay. Now scroll up. I'm gonna grab this whole thing, paste it here. Example output. Yeah, I need to do some spacing. Yeah, whatever. Okay, and then I'm gonna like put some dots here. Context. I can give it some context, right? For a kid's book for publishing, it will be read by school children that are in fifth grade, 5th to 7th grade, instilling traditional values like honor, duty, etc. by these books, making them ideal citizens for a great society. This is the context of why we're writing the book. Objective is to act as a curricular book with questions, Q&A, topics and grammar based exercises coming off this book during English lessons, to act as also to provide entertainment to the kids, watching kids reading, making sure it is not boring but so engaging they can barely stop reading. Okay, then there's steps. Research top books, research top storybooks and best-selling storybooks before writing this book. So this is steps. Also do a quick research on kids psychology and understand what hooks them, etc. Tools, you can use tools, online search, and canvas output. So when OpenAI outputs in the box, it's called canvas output, and actions, expected output or format. So actions can be, again, actions, multi-chapter story book, with engaging characters with deep storyline. This is the Costa framework reflection. You can kind of keep it, like do double take, triple take, but that doesn't actually matter. So then there's meta prompts. It's the art of designing LLM prompts that think about how to think, guiding the model to reason and reflect, to refine before answering. Think of it like giving your AI strategy before guiding, strategy guide before handing it a problem. Handing it a problem. So this is more like, if I want to make an AI agent that just writes kid book, like that just writes kids book all the time, every time, I can give it a meta prompt for writing kids book, like the basic understanding of how kids book are written, what kids like usually in the book, and what engages them the most, what hooks them, etc, 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 all the kind of good stuff. So again, yeah, this is draft for outline approach, kids in grade 7th, etc, story 1. So this is the whole thing that I have, whole thing that I got. Story: the Silver Moon Kingdom and a Promise. One morning, tinged with golden, like Sir Elric rode through the gates of Silvermouth. The capital spires gleamed in dawn. Citizens lined the streets, waving and cheering. He returned from a distant border patrol, weary but proud. But his mind was troubled. 3 months ago, Princess Serena had asked him a favor: to guard the valley of Drakenholt until the threat of Dragon Omash has passed. He had given the word, yet rumors whispered the dragon had not returned to its cave. Strange lights danced in the valley at night. The shepherds on the outskirts spoke of missing flocks. The king and the queen awaited him in throne hall. The queen's eyes were warm, but tinged with worry. The king's jaws were firm. Sir Alric, said Queen, thank you for the service, but we... Wow, that's actually a great book, being honest. Into the Valley of Whispers. The wound heart of Omar, paced in the clearing. He was large and thin, but Alric saw fluid sorrow in his movements. The dragon spoke. Years ago, the valley was... Yeah, I like it. Great. So this is how the output just becomes more refined. If I have to compare this output from this output, you can just feel the difference. You can just feel AI is putting it more efforts, AI is making sure everything is on point, etc. And it's doing all of that. So now what I can also do is I can just quickly grab a screenshot of this, and I can say, give me a child's book, give me a kid's book meta prompt. So I can go here, I can say, give me meta prompts for writing kids book, for a kids book GPT. So give me meta prompts for meta prompt. I should have just said meta prompt, but whatever. Okay, meta prompt, your critical acclaim to children's author. So it's gonna give me a system prompt that's gonna allow me to make more kids book. Now this kids book is only for example. You can do whatever you want. You can make a, so if you see custom GPTs, okay, if I quickly go in the custom GPTs, all these GPTs have a meta prompt or a system prompt. This system prompt allows them to make more outputs, allows them to make more of what they're capable of. So maybe better researches, better images, etc, etc, etc. Before you know it, it's there. So data analyst, coloring book here, creative writing coach, hot mods. Yeah, whatever. So again, this is what, for example, for this AI humanizer, this thing I'm very sure also has a meta prompt. So this is what the whole thing means. And if I use this meta prompt, I can also show you how to use this meta prompt. Copy this, paste it here. I can say, can you give me a book about the boy who cried sheep, but with an extended version for kids to learn the lesson that first impression is bad doesn't mean that the person is bad. Whatever. I'm just testing my meta prompt to see what kind of output I might get here. So let's just see how it's gonna be. So it says main character Liam, Mara, village the wolf. Yeah, so Yeah, the joke that stuck. One night the sky turned violet, the actual wolf came. The courage within, tears, blood. Okay, so the guy fights the wolf, whatever. But as you could see, I just gave it the whole thing. So now I don't have to type out everything. I don't have to type out that you are the best storybook writer. I just grab the meta prompt and I just say, give me a book for this, and it gives me the book. So it's pretty cool. As you could see, the boy who kept his word. Later, the boy turned into a boy who kept his word, whatever. So this is the new thing that is there, that with the meta prompt you can just make as many stories as you want, and you can just make a book of kids stories. Who knows? So that's the thing there. Also, now this is done, I will quickly tell you a few quick tricks about GPT-5, which are actually helpful. Okay, so let me go here. So with GPT-5, there are a few neat tricks that I've found myself, which I've been using. So let's just take the storybook example again. Okay, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna use this prompt, by the way. I'm gonna paste it here. Where's the GPT? I'm gonna turn on thinking mode because I need some, actually good answers. I'm gonna paste this here. I'm gonna click on send. Okay. Write my children's book of fifth graders. Again, we know the output, so I won't waste much time here. I'm gonna paste this, and what I'll do now, in here, I pasted the same prompt. I'll add a few more things. I'll say high reasoning, high verbosity, and web and tool call is online search. Verbosity, and we will see the outputs now. Okay. So now this one is going to take more time because it's doing high reasoning. It's going to output a larger book because it's high verbosity, and it's going to use online search tool to get us the best output after searching online. So that's all going to be there. Let's see, structuring the book. So these three keywords: high reasoning, high verbosity, and tool uses online search. These three words take your will take your prompt or take your output from here to here. Like, it's gonna skyrocket the quality of outputs you get from the GPT if only if you put these three words there: high reasoning, high verbosity, and online search. Tool use, online search, canvas, whatever. So just use all of this. Okay. So as you could see, balancing creativity and length. This one's almost done. Let's check which step it is on. So it's gonna write a 1200 to 1500 word, whatever it is. Okay, let's see. So I still didn't got it here as well. I'm still didn't got it here. Let's see where I'm gonna get it. But yeah, so I hope I was clear. If you're using tools, use user guide for those exact tools. Let's see how the video is. Okay, so we just put two videos on rendering. Let's see how the video output is. Okay, this is the first video output.
Every drop
The output is decent.
keeps you alive.
I'm gonna say it's bad. Good. This one's decent. Let's see this one.
Water, energy.
Okay, for some weird reason, I like this output better. But yeah, I mean, again, maybe I've messed up. Maybe I need to like take some actual prompt and put it in here, whatever it is. But yeah, this is what we have till here. And yeah, this is what it is. It's pretty cool. I'd say it's pretty decent in my opinion. And yeah, this is the output here that we got. Let's just quickly check at what's happening here. So the dragon's promise. Okay, so I'm getting this big story, and let's just look what's happening here. So the knight, the dragon, the promise of the moon lake. Okay, so this is, as you could see right off the bat, it's much more well formatted than this one. This one looks pretty cramped, so it didn't do much thinking here, as you could see. Let's go down here. The promise tested. Chapter 6. Promise kept. Okay. Chapter 7. Okay, the sky remembered. Okay, so it's pretty cool. I mean, grammar writing practice, it's giving me short options, but shorter, it's just giving me grammar practice. So this one is done writing and this one's still writing. So as you could see the difference. Okay, so the bravery is not just fighting, it's defending the truth, keeping promises, and using curiosity to strangers into neighbors. Okay, that's, I have not read the story yet, but you just get the point of how prompting kind of works. This one is going to give us a better, more refined output, and this one's going to give us meh output, meh. So